cold, harsh winter, in Madison Square Garden, lies a poor man, referred to as Soapy, on a park bench. As the leaves fall onto his lap, he fears that Jack Frost has paid him a visit. For years, during this hibernating season, Soapy has been hiding out and staying at the Black Book. Unfortunately, this year is different. The constant 3 Sabbath newspapers that substitutes as a blanket fails to keep him warm. 3 months on the island was what his soul craved. 3 months on a warm, comfortable bed and with convivial company. Indeed, the island seemed like a dream. But without money, there would be no way to get there. However, accomplishing this desire revealed to be easy. Soapy left his bench and ambled out of the Madison Square Garden and across the sea where Broadway and Fifth Avenue meet. As he started to walk, he stopped after turning onto Broadway and saw a cafe. Not barely stepping inside, the head waiter glazed upon his trousers and decayed shoes and threw him out immediately. It seemed to Soapy that going to the island would be harder than he thought. Going on to Sixth Avenue, lights were shown displayed against a glass-made shop. Soapy then decided to take a cobblestone and throw it into the glass window. As people, including the cop, came running around the corner, there stood Soapy, with hands in pockets, smiling. When Soapy tried to explain to the officer that it was he who did it, the cop rejected his odd confession. His dream of going to the island seemed to fade. He toured 5 blocks until he saw a young woman standing before a window, and a broad policeman against a waterfront. As he approached to the young lady, he asked her a peculiar and disturbing question. Instead of her staring at him with shock, she turned to him and stretched out her hand, and went along with his statement. After letting go of her hand, he walked by the policeman with sudden fear. When he approached to the sidewalk, he began to yell, drunken gibberish at the top of his lungs. He started to dance and howl to try to disturb others. The policeman whirled his club and ignored Soapy. He started to question if he would ever be arrested. He then came upon a cigar store and saw a well-dressed man with a silk umbrella lying by the door. Soapy slowly secured the umbrella and gradually moved along. When the man caught him, Soapy was insisting for him to call the policeman. However, it turned out that the umbrella wasn't his, and that he picked it up earlier that day in a restaurant. The ex-umbrella man left, and the policeman was too busy assisting a random citizen. Wandering through Madison Square, he stood still and laid eyes on a beautiful old church. His ears filled with sweet music, music which he was once familiar with. It reminded him of his old life, which was filled with mothers, roses, musicians, and friends. Laying eyes upon this old church influenced him to change and to make a man of himself again. He decided that the next day he would go downtown and find him work. As he rummages through his mind of what he's going to do, a policeman lays a hand on his shoulder. Soapy spends 3 months on the island.